good morning. I think I would want a louder good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much. Thank you really for the privilege of sharing the dais with the Honorable Union Minister, Finance and Corporate Affairs, Shri Arun Jaitley ji. Thank you, Padma Bhushan, Dr. Majumdar. In fact, I was a little surprised when Dr. Vidya asked me if I was aware of Symbiosis. I think a young Indian today from any part of the country would definitely, ma'am, I think you're undermining yourself by asking me that question. I think everybody in India, especially young Indians, especially in management studies, know how valuable the degree of Symbiosis is. So many congratulations to all the young ladies and young gentlemen here who are soon going to be part of this prestigious program. Once again, our Honorable Local MLA Garu, Shri Anjaya Yadav Garu, Honorable Local Member of Parliament, Shri A.P. Jitendra Reddy Garu, the District Collector, Dr. Vidya, Padma Bhushan, Dr. Majumdar and his entire team, and to all the youngsters and more importantly, my friends from the media, a wonderful morning to all of you and many congratulations. I am of a firm belief as an individual that education today, I think, is the greatest leveler, and education today provides India the opportunity for all the young Indians to ensure that we leapfrog and join the league of developed nations. Today, if you look at the Indian demographic, as a country, more than 50% of our population is less than the age of 25. I think that in itself is the biggest strength of India. As the world is aging, India is getting younger. And that in itself is the biggest strength that India can boast of today. And if India has to leapfrog, like I said, education is the key. And if education has to really be that catalyst, I think as Dr. Majumdar was saying, the Saraswati Mata that he alluded to, I think definitely needs the support of the government, not just the support, but I think in terms of liberating, in terms of making education more qualitative, in terms of ensuring young Indians receive the same level of education, say as a Stanford or MIT or one of those wonderful universities in America that we all aspire to go to. I think governments have to work together, both the state and the center government. I'm sure Mr. Jaitley would talk more about it, but definitely I concur with Dr. Majumdar is what I would like to also say. As a business management graduate myself, I went to actually not NYU but CUNY, the City University of New York. I completely understand the New Age mantra. Earlier in the good old manufacturing days, it was the 3D mantra: define, design, deliver. But as a new state, the youngest state in India, in fact I keep calling our state the startup state of India. As a startup state of India, I think the New Age mantra for today's youngsters is the 3I mantra, not 3D mantra anymore. Innovate, incubate, incorporate. Because end of the day, the fact of the matter is, Indians are acknowledged across the world for their problem-solving abilities, for their analytical abilities, but the fact of the matter is, we are not really respected for our entrepreneurial abilities. In fact, entrepreneurship as a subject is not something that is very cherished or encouraged by our society as much as it should be. In fact, I am a firm believer of the theory that research is the bedrock of innovation. Well, research in the government sector is happening, but not obviously at the same stage or same level as in a developed country. I think research in private institutions, if we empower them, if we allow them to prosper, I think is the way forward. In fact, Symbiosis, as the request was put, they already have a 45-acre campus here. But I believe, madam, that you actually have 45 disciplines in the 300-acre campus that you have in Pune today. So अगर आप यहाँ पे भी 45 discipline लाएंगे, ज़रूर हम लोग यहाँ पे हैदराबाद में पुणे से भी बेहतर कैंपस बनाने की कोशिश ज़रूर करेंगे. Thank you. Also wanted to point out to Shri Jaitley ji that Hyderabad, as it is, sir, is an education hub in India today. In fact, we are home to a lot of institutions, be it in engineering, management studies. In fact, Nal sir is also here. IIT Hyderabad is very much here. We are home to now Symbiosis and several other very strong enterprises, very strong institutions, sir. But sir, like you have pointed out, I think the scope to grow is much more. In fact, private university legislation is something that we are already considering actively. Honorable Chief Minister is seized of the matter. and I'm hopeful that will also come through very soon, ma'am. But I just wanted to take this opportunity also to highlight, as a new state, when we started our journey about 2 years ago, our Honorable Chief Minister keeps telling us all the time, keeps reminding us all the time, that no individual or no institution or no single entity in government is a repository of wisdom. So when we formulate policies, when we come out with new ideas, I think we have to take the wisdom that is available from the domain experts around us. In fact, when we wanted to draft our new industrial policy to promote entrepreneurship, to create more local employment, our Chief Minister actually traveled the distance. He went to the country which supposedly has one of the best policies in the world, Singapore. And that's where we picked up, and that's where we imbibed several best practices, because our Chief Minister keeps reminding us, and he never fails to tell us every single occasion, that we should not be reinventing the wheel. When there are good practices available out there, pick them up, pick the pearls of wisdom and make them yours. In fact, when we drafted our industrial policy, today, after 12 months, I'm proud to share with you, sir, this industrial policy has today, in fact, set the benchmark in the country. The 3 salient features I'd like to highlight for possible entrepreneurs, budding entrepreneurs in this institute as well, because majority of you, 90% I think, are from outside of Telangana. So I wanted to highlight 3 quick things to you. Today, the state of Telangana, unlike any other state in the country, offers any entrepreneur who wants to do business in Telangana a self-certification ability, which is unlike any other state in the country. Today, if you want to start a new enterprise in Telangana, you do not have to meet a government official. You do not have to seek a clearance. You can hit the ground running. As long as you believe that you will be in compliance with the law of the land, you can start your enterprise. But simultaneously, for regulatory purposes, we request and we seek that you actually submit an application online seeking a clearance. And what do we do when we receive your clearance? What we do is something, again, unique in the country. Today, we are the only state in the country which promises single window clearances and deemed approvals. What do I mean by that? We promise you all clearances in 15 days. And what happens on the 16th day? Because typically, as you know, the joke that goes around is, behind a single window, there are always multiple windows. And governments, when they don't keep promises, you can't do much. But in our case, you actually can. If we don't deliver in 15 days, on the 16th day, your application is deemed to have been approved by default. In fact, as a government, we take accountability very seriously. On the 16th day, by statute, we are also liable as government for penal action if we don't deliver on the promise of time-bound clearances. Sir, this has worked very well in the last 12 months for us. In fact, we've given approvals to more than 2,300 units in Telangana. We've been able to create a new employment of almost 150,000 new jobs have been created, and more than 35,000 crores of rupees have been also put in Telangana as investment. The last thing I also wanted to say, in fact, sir, this state, when it was created, there were a lot of apprehensions. There were a lot of rumors. There were a lot of doomsday predictions happening. But in the last 2 years, I'm happy to share with you, we have proved the naysayers wrong. We've been able to, in fact, attract some of the marquee names in IT to our own state. Today, out of the top 5 most valued technology companies in the world, 4 of them have chosen Hyderabad as their destination for the largest offshore center anywhere in the world. Today, the competition, a lot of people ask us, are you competing with Bangalore? Are you competing with Chennai? I keep reminding them, the competition is not so much between Indian cities anymore, Indian states anymore. The competition is global. When Apple wanted to launch its largest offshore development center outside of the United States, they looked at 26 cities, which included some of the European cities, which also included some of the Asian cities, and finally they narrowed down to Hyderabad. So the competition today is between countries, the competition today is global. Therefore, I think, as our Honorable Prime Minister says, start up India, stand up India, and in fact today, to promote entrepreneurship, we've started a number of initiatives. T-Hub is one which probably some of you may have heard of. In fact, the idea of T-Hub is basically to give our young Indians a platform to come in, cherish innovation, dabble in innovation, and come out with world-class products. In fact, a lot of times, when we see valuations, I think most of you here are addicted to social media. Am I right? I think you are. WhatsApp is one of the tools that we use very frequently. When WhatsApp got valued at $19 billion, it left people like me who are in the middle age. Now I'm over the hill, 40. So it left a lot of people like me confused. But young Indians today, when they see news such as these, are enthused. They want to do more. That is exactly what we tried to do by way of creating a wonderful pool of mentors. Today we have the Indian School of Business offering business mentorship, the IIIT Hyderabad and IIT Hyderabad offering tech mentorship to T-Hub, and also Nalsar providing the IP and legal mentorship. And we've created an ecosystem which today is conducive, which gives wings to the aspirations of young Indians. We also started what is called the TASK, Telangana Academy for Skill and Knowledge, and more very, very soon, in fact, in days to come, we're also launching another initiative called the RICH, Research and Innovation Circle of Hyderabad, which basically will try and bring about the large-scale research that's happening in the world-class public sector undertakings that we have to ensure that most of this research actually comes to the market, becomes commercialized, and becomes applied research. So once again, many, many congratulations to the entire team of Symbiosis here. Many congratulations to the youngsters sitting in the audience as well. Good luck, Godspeed. Thank you very much.